Maul Shadow Lord just wrapped up today, and I gotta say, this is some of the best Star Wars we have seen in a minute, especially by Disney Plus. Okay, this is a review of all 10 episodes, and there will be spoilers. You have just been warned. So, there's going to be a lot of positive in this video, okay, don't worry. But what I like to do is I like to get the negative out of the way first, and then I'll talk about the positive so we end on a high note. I just kind of think that's a more respectable thing, because it's a great show, but it's not perfect, okay? For one, there's a few episodes where Maul kind of takes a back seat, even though he's the main character. There's some episodes where he only has like 2 minutes of screen time, or only has a couple scenes, which isn't the biggest turnoff, because the other main characters are actually really intriguing, and that's one of my favorite parts of the show. We'll get into that later. But still, it's his show. I wish we'd have seen him more. I mean, we saw him a lot, but I feel like if you're the main character of the show, you should be the main character, you know what I mean? If you're the title character, you should have a heavy presence in every episode, and there's some episodes where it just feels like he doesn't. And then also, Star Wars is kind of repetitive, where it likes to do, they don't like to go outside of the timeline. They always like to do like stories in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. And we knew that's what it was going to be going into it, so I can't complain much, but we always kind of see the same story from Star Wars. It's always in between that same time period, so it gets a little repetitive and annoying. But with those out of the way, let's get into the positives. So first off, for some positives, Darth Maul's character in this is really good. His character arc from the start of the show is he wants revenge on all these crime syndicates that wronged him. He kind of wants to like take over and become a crime lord, but then he also wants to train Devin as his apprentice. And he ends up doing that. He completes his mission, so we see a full arc for the main character throughout the show, and I think that's really good. You should do that for your main character. Another thing I liked was Devin. You know how I was talking about, oh, the other main characters actually are good? She's one of them. Most of the time in these shows, like, not Star Wars shows, but a lot of the time, just in shows specifically, they focus a lot on the main character, but then the side characters or other main characters that aren't the title characters don't get a lot of focus, and it kind of hinders the show. They don't do this. Her story in this 10-episode season is beautiful. She starts off, she's a Jedi, she's on the run, but she's kind of doubtful of the Jedi Order because it clearly didn't work. It got overtaken. Some of the Jedi rules seem that it shouldn't work based on, you know, where they live. Like, she does things, she steals stuff, which isn't in the Jedi way. So since the start of the season, she's kind of been shaky on the Jedi Order, but she's still a good character with good morals. And as the season goes on, we start to see her kind of, like, banter with her master Daki, who's a great character, by the way. Daki's the GOAT. And we see the things that Maul says to her kind of start to sink in. And by the end of the season, when my GOAT Daki gets killed, she fully turns to the dark side, and it's a tragedy. It's the tragedy of Devin. And they display a tragedy perfectly, where a tragedy is supposed to be the show or movie starts with the character that you're trying to tell the tragedy about is at their peak, or she's not at her peak, but human-wise, she's her best at the start, right? She's a great character, has good morals, and as the show goes, it breaks her down. That's what a tragedy does. It does a good job of that. By the end, she turns to the dark side, and it's emotional, sad, and it's kind of hype, but at the same time, you don't like it because she is a good guy. Another character I really liked was Captain Lawson. When he first got introduced, I was like, damn, I don't really know if I'll like him. But I fell in love with him by the end. Okay, his character arc is good. It starts off, he's the hero of the story, right? He makes the heroic sacrifice in the end. We know that it's implied that he does kind of some shady stuff under the way that you're supposed to as a cop at the start, right? He goes below the Empire because he doesn't want the Empire to come to this planet because the Empire just messes everything up, right? And so he doesn't want that to happen, obviously, because he's a good guy. And by the end of the show, oh, another thing, we learned that him and his kid don't have the best relationship because he's not always there for his kid. And by the end of the show, he makes a sacrifice for his kid to escape, and he dies. So he completes his character arc where you see why he doesn't want the Empire there, because obviously the Empire just messes everything up. And then he sacrifices himself for his kid. It's a beautiful ending to his story. Some other stuff I want to talk about real quick before we talk about, obviously, the big stuff that happened in the finale with a certain character. You all know what I'm talking about. I know what you guys are here for. Just hold on to your horses, okay? This is the best animated Star Wars has looked. I haven't seen all of Clone Wars, but I've seen like the first 3 seasons. I've seen episodes of Rebels. I've seen clips of Resistance. Okay, I've seen clips of other animated Star Wars stuff. None of the animation and all that looks as good as this. This kind of, it has the same style, but with like a paint, kind of like water paint mix to it. It looks really beautiful. And the action is really good with good music. And what they do is, you can have good action scenes in any project, but the action, even if it's good, won't hit if it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In this show, it matters because there's stakes with the characters, you like the characters, and so that amplifies the action to make it look better. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can just have a lightsaber fight that looks cool, but if it doesn't matter, then there's no point for it. So there's a point to the action, and it looks cool. It's really fun to watch. And yes, as we all know, Darth Vader pulled up at the end of episode 9, and I love his appearance in the show. Okay, he's threatening. It's fan service because he gets to fight Maul, which people have been wanting to see forever. But what they do to make it interesting is his fan service appearance actually matters, and it makes sense. The timeline we're in, it makes sense for Vader to appear because Palpatine wants Maul dead, and this is when the Empire was at its peak, where they had Inquisitors. There was also 2 Inquisitors in this show that were really good. I like them. And Vader is kind of the Emperor's right-hand man. He gets sent to deal with the stuff that the Inquisitors and the other people are struggling to deal with. So it makes sense that Vader would show up. So it's fan service, but it makes sense, and they make it meaningful because Vader is the reason that Daki dies and the reason Captain Lawson dies. Because if Vader didn't pull up, all the characters would have been able to escape, okay? There was a few Empire troops kind of were like Lawson and all of them were fighting. But if they had the help of Devin, Maul, and Daki, they would have been able to deal with the Empire troops easily. But the fact that Vader and the Inquisitors were there fucking shit up, making it hard for these guys to go meet up with Captain Lawson at the ship, is the reason why Captain Lawson dies, because they're overwhelmed there, and Vader kills Daki. So Vader, it's a fan service appearance, it's cool, but it also matters to the story, so it's not just sloppy cameo stuff. Like, it's a cameo, or I guess not a cameo because he's a main character in the episode, but it's an appearance that matters. And you see how strong he is? They can't stop him. It takes all three of them to like force push him one time, and he moves like 3 inches. Like, he's insane, and I like that they do that. One thing, though, with Vader is that since they don't want to kill the main characters of the show, so what always happens when Vader appears in these shows is Vader will get in a fight. He obviously overwhelms the other characters, but then the other characters somehow, something happens to where they're able to escape on a ship, and it always ends with Vader, like, on the ledge of something, looking at the ship fly away. I knew it was going to happen, because that always happens in every appearance Vader's in. That's just a minor flaw, because, I mean, what else are you going to do? You don't want Vader to kill these characters if you have more plans for him, but you also can't have Vader lose to these guys, because he's the most threatening character in Star Wars. So it was a cool appearance that mattered. I enjoyed it. So yeah, overall, I gotta give the show like a 9 out of 10, a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, I have some very minor flaws, like the story is good, but at the same time, if you're recycling same stuff of, okay, these Jedis are on the run, okay, Vader pulls up and does something cool. I mean, it's stuff I enjoy and like, but it's repeated. But they do it well in this show, so it's really great. But it's also not nothing new that we haven't seen. You know what I mean? Yeah, great show, great animation, great voice acting. I enjoyed it. It's some of the best Star Wars stuff we've seen in a minute. It makes me want to finish Clone Wars because I haven't finished Clone Wars. It makes me want to watch Rebels. It makes me want to watch all the other animated Star Wars stuff. So when a show is that good that's able to make me want to do that, you succeeded, Disney. You did good this time. I'll give it to you.